An LCT RPK. So, the thing about this one is I did the work to this probably about 8 years ago, much like the DMR. And as far as I'm aware, it hasn't really been used since then, but it has been sat in storage. So, regardless, I am going to give it a service because I asked the guy who has bought this, I said, hey, do you want a free service with that? And, you know, we like free things, so very hard to refuse that. Plus, it satiates my curiosity because this is going to be kind of a time capsule of what I did before then. So, part of this story of what this came to be was, basically, this was a friend's gun. He said, it doesn't work properly. It don't feed properly, don't shoot properly, whatever, something like that. Make it work. And then I goes, okay. He goes, and just in case you need stuff, he gave me basically another one of these, right? So this had a gearbox in it and I think maybe some other bits, but it mostly was just this with a gearbox. And now it's a good job he did that because that gearbox had glue inside of it. So I believe they glued in the bushings, which you don't do that. And because they did that and they didn't do it well, it spread to parts of the gearbox. And I'm like, look, rather than just mess about and clear it up, you've given me a spare. I will just transfer like all the bits I can into here, into this gearbox. And as far as my notes go on this, I didn't particularly do anything that I wouldn't do now. The only things I've done to this when I got it back is I reattached that. Even though it's not the correct way and that's not the correct top, it just didn't have that correct top. It did have, I'll tell you what I actually did. It did have a top where he basically tasked me with putting a rail on it, right? And the problem with that is that rail was flat because it's supposed to be for one of these, and you need a rounded rail because this is rounded. So obviously it was a bit fucking shit. I since cleaned that up and then I just gave it to someone with another gun that I sold because I'm like, hey, here's this and then here's this other one. I just goes, you can use it. It's a bit meh, but it's there, right? So we'll get rid of that for now. And all I'm doing to this is I'm going to chrono it, see where it's at, see how it sounds, and I'm going to give it a service. Now the one thing I noticed straight away was it has this, which appears to be like a Gate Nano or something of the extreme, right? Certainly looks like a Gate Nano. Shall we see how it sounds? We'll do the usual test. Do 7, 4, 9, 9, and 11. This is going to be interesting to me because I don't think I've actually fired this. So, does safe work? Yes. That should be semi. Did I put this in properly? I feel like that's going to be important. If this doesn't work, I've now got to rewire it. Its selector's a bit... There we go. Can it not go to... Fine, I'll check that out. I'm also going to recheck my notes to see if I did anything to like put it to auto only. So we should just take off the cut off. 9, 9. 11, 1. I feel like this is going to be a bit too much. Yeah, definitely. Alright, so it fires. Always good. The issue is it's currently only firing on fully auto. Which is a support gun, I guess, but if it has semi-auto capabilities, put it on semi-auto. Right, let's get some 2 5s in there and get it chronoed. Alright, so this one's going to be interesting to chrono because it's fucking massive. But we give it a shot. And of course it only does bloody auto as well, so. Okay. 1.02 joule. Fucking bang on that, to be fair. But I feel like this Gate Titan is intermittent, to say the least. Because now it won't fucking fire. There you go. See what I mean? I'm pulling that trigger. So, we got to get to the bottom of that. Alright, well, let's service it then. Lucky, lucky. it's a SEMA box. Solid bushings though. That's good. I think I put them in. Again, I should check my notes. Soldered on cables. I mean, I can deal with that. That's fine. One thing I don't particularly like is the look of that. So I'll see if I can at least make that look nicer. So yeah, let's do servicey stuff. Yeah. Ooh. Okay. Right. We are gonna get this ready to catch that. So let's take the screws off. I have very quickly just tidied up that, and of course added purple. Let's make sure I haven't left a screw in somewhere, and then to the top. Yeah. So you gotta check, because sometimes you're an idiot and forget these things. All right. So now that's a little bit open. Get that in there to stay. There we go. Big explosion. All right. Cool. So it's got bearing spring guide. Is that spring the wrong way around? That spring is the wrong way around. Or is it? Yeah? Yeah, it's the wrong way around. Okay, mistake number one. Woo! What else we got? So we're going to take all this apart and clean it anyway. So let's check on... Okay, 18-to-1s. A G&P. A G&P gear. Okay then. But with an 18-to-1. G&P is 18-to-1? I'm trying to keep the shimming intact to what I had it, but it kind of exploded, so I might not be able to faithfully check that. Okay, so these bushings, to which is one still on a git. No, it's back here. That one's not bad, but there's some loose bushings. Oh joy, I get to put an AK trigger spring back on. We know we love them, but I would have had to do that anyway because I need to do a clean. And then I need to make sure that the selector plates are... No, the fire selector's on properly, because that were on really tight to the point where it only went to auto, and I had to really, really push it. That motor, gonna guess it's a SEMA, but it might not be, because it could have been a bits of build in a certain way. Okay, so, did I do radiusing? No. I mean, that's fine, you don't have to do radiusing. Am I going to do it? Maybe. Still absolutely bang on air seal with nozzle attached. Now let's do... Yeah. Ooh. Ooh, interesting. Interesting. Is that damage to that gear, or is that... It kind of looks how... This is going to be one of those, clean it up and then assess it, because if that's the case... That is particularly shorter, kind of stepped down. So that's concerning, but absolutely banging air seal though, so take that as a win. I mean, it was firing, but here's the thing. I don't know how much this gun has been used, if at all, so it's essentially in the state that I left it. So if it's not really been fired apart from, you know, test firing, because the grease is still very much intact, you would think after all these years it would dry up or anything, but no. Okay, cool. Well, that looks absolutely fine. I'm gonna clean this up, probably re-shim it, maybe radius it, re-grease it, and then just put it back together. So I have changed the shimming just a little bit. You notice that is pretty goddamn silent. No grease. I have changed both of these two. I changed the G&P gear out for a new Prol 18-to-1, just because it matches the 18-to-1 to this, and 18-to-1 is going to go so much nicer in a, as someone else put it, a sustained fire build. And then we have this G&G bevel. For no other reason than I like this cutout, and it also just, again, meshed with all these much nicer. In terms of this thing, I'm going to leave it as is. Rack can come out, so that's always good. It was cycling absolutely fine. I'm going to make sure it's not going to be an issue. And yeah, it's the idea for this is to leave things as much alone as possible and just kind of rework my old work. So I would say I definitely put a mishmash of gears in there, because having one be an 18-to-1 rocket, one being a G&P spur, and then I couldn't even tell you what the other one was. Might have even been a seamer, might have been something random. But it cycled, but I imagine this should cycle much happier. So let's get it greased up. Let's do a nice test cycle, and then we'll do a chrono. Actually, no, we won't do a chrono because I still need to do the hop and stuff. Yeah. Okay, so haven't done anything with the motor height yet. Let's just check if this fires. I don't think I need to do anything with that motor height. Let's go for fully auto. Banging. Very good. Cool. Let's do the hop side. So, yeah, I mean, it's kind of what you'd expect. I don't know what brand that is. I don't know who did red hop rubbers. It's not flat hop, is it? It might actually be a flat hop. Interesting. Basic nub. Pretty tough. Metal arm. Yeah. Metal hop. But we do have plastic nozzle, so that's fine. We have got a 540mm barrel. Sounds about right. Right, I'm going to ask the guy, would he prefer a Quantum or a Macaron? Yeah. Schmaple. He has chosen the Schmaple, as he doesn't particularly get on with Quantums and has had problematic results with them. So let's give him a classic combination. Macaron 60 for an AEG going up to 350 power and an XT Omega nub. First things first, let's clean this barrel and then let's get this together. Yeah. Chrono time. So long as we get same as before, thereabouts 335 were it, I'm happy. 0.93 joule, 1.01, 0.97. There we go, sorted. 1 joule on average, 1 lovely joule. So I think, what did we change out? Gear set. Then it's now a fully 18:1 set. I don't think that GMP set was, and it sounded horrible, whereas that sounds nice, don't sound screechy. It's a weird one. 1 joule is bang on, honestly. Yeah, 1 joule. Nice. Right, there we go then. That's 0 hop, so that'll hop a 2.5, no problem. That'll hop a 2.8, no problem. Nice. So that's sorted then. That's got a nice fresh service. So to be fair, I'd love to say I've not really changed that much in whatever years this is, but spring was the wrong way around, which, whatever. Gears, you know, I've got access to more spares, I guess, now than I did then, so maybe that was the case. Regardless, it was done well, and I'm saying that about myself. No massive cock-up, so it's always good to know that. Yeah, I mean, anything more I can say is just patting myself on the back, but we've sorted it now. Fresh service, rather than one that's been sat for a while. He's got a plan for this, and it is, he's got a spare brushless he's going to stick in it, and you know we've seen good performance and good results from sticking a brushless in an LMG, so very nice. That's the guy. So thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing and following and all that kind of stuff. If you haven't already, feel free to hit subscribe. It should flash when I say that word, which, yay, I do appreciate it. I hope this has been enjoyable, or at least fun to have off in the background, however you watch it. I shall see you in the next one. Yeah.